Out of the inner courtyard of the Masjid al-Haram or the Mataf and the Kaaba Mu'azzama. Now proceed as close as you can to the Kaaba itself. This obviously will be different for different people. If you are claustrophobic or cannot deal with the crowd, stay further out. I also rigorously advise the sisters to stay further out lest you get jostled by people getting closer. Your dignity is not worth it. For people who are frail, stay on the outside. For people who are big, I myself am a big person physically, you may end up harming a person by crushing too far into the crowd inadvertently because of your size. And these are all reasons to stay on the outside, in which case you'll get more reward for staying a little bit further away. But within reason and as is appropriate for your size and for your condition, get as close as you can to the Kaaba itself. The Kaaba has four corners. Number one, the black stone or the Hajar Aswad. There will be a guard stationed there, and the door of the Kaaba will be to the right of that corner. In front of the door, at the distance of about 30 paces, will be the Maqam Ibrahim. This is where the Imam leads the fardh prayer from. The second and third corners of the Kaaba, going in a counterclockwise manner from the first corner where the Hajar Aswad, where the black stone is. These corners will be bound in by a semicircular wall. The wall is called the Hatim. The area inside that wall is called the Hijr Ismail. What is inside of that semicircular wall is technically inside of the Kaaba because the Kaaba is a sacred boundary. It's not the physical building. That building has been repaired and has fallen and been damaged and destroyed by floods and other things over the centuries. But the Kaaba is what's inside of that sacred boundary. One must stay outside of that semicircular wall while making tawafs in order to validly make tawaf, which has to be from the outside of the Kaaba. But if a person is able to, they can get inside of that area and pray inside of it so that they can receive the blessings of having prayed inside the Kaaba itself. If they're not able to actually open the doors and go inside the building of the Kaaba, but that part of the Masjid al-Haram is still considered inside of the Kaaba. Go pray your nawafil inside. You cannot pray your fardh inside there validly, but you can pray your nawafil inside of there and enjoy its blessings and make dua for yourself and for everybody else and for the believers and for the ummah of Sayyidina Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in this world and the hereafter. And then the fourth and last corner is the Yemeni corner, the Rukn Yamani. The corner of the black and gold embroidered covering of the Kaaba Mu'azzama is lifted up slightly from this corner for a reason that will be apparent in the video on Tawaf. But a person must remember that while praying their fardh prayer and while making Tawaf, both of those things have to be from outside of the Kaaba. You cannot be inside. Also, if you look at the wall of the Kaaba, there is a small buttress that comes out, a shadarwan, that kind of comes out at the bottom of it and then it kind of slightly goes back in. A person should be careful if they're able to make tawaf that close to the Mubarak house that they not slip their foot underneath that buttress because that buttress, the outer extent of it is the border of what's considered the Kaaba. So make sure to not let your foot slip inside.